only on 88.1 WMUL FM.
Rudbuoyz, we still on the scene and thing, you know what I mean? We gonna babble for a minute, you know. We going I don't know if it's gonna be a rant. We're gonna just talk and think. We haven't been on here in like a month, so you know, all
4
kinds of
straight
crazy
weeks I was on the road. So.
Yeah. All kinds of craziness are going on in the meantime, you know, election nonsense. Check out our podcast, Rudbuoyz Rant, on Apple and all them platform and thing, and even on YouTube at the Rudbuoyz. You know what I mean? You know, that's been going. We missed a couple of days because, you know, I man got the flu. I
did too.
Non grata.
Yeah, I had it. Then you had it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You know what I mean? But a new episode is up as of yesterday and thing, you know, and it's called Election Nonsense. It's been
that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
That's how else can you describe it, you know?
Yeah,
I mean that's basically it.
But okay, the coronavirus. I wonder.
Which have you also seen though that there is a decent amount of people who have stopped buying Corona beer because they think that's how
it's got spread.
So again, remember every time that you wonder why Americans don't know where Egypt is, or you know, or something like that. I'm like, remember, you're giving us too much credit. Because remember, this is a country that doesn't even know that West Virginia is a state. Most of them don't even know their own state capital. Probably a fair amount don't even know that Washington, D.C. is the capital of the country. You know, just... So just remember that people are stopping buying Corona beer because they think that's how you get the coronavirus.
Oh, those Mexicans are at it again. Come on, Jesus. You came to save us.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. We're back.
But no, isn't there in some parts of the Bible he put the scourge of plague on people and thing?
I don't think that was Jesus. Wasn't that God?
Well, they say it's the same thing now. You know, it used to be, you know, you know, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, you know, the Holy Spirit, or whatever you want to call it now. But no, it's just Jesus, 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 all I hear about. You know, I rarely hear people talk about God anymore. When they're preaching at me, at least.
Yeah.
It's about Jesus. You know what I mean? But anyway, so the coronavirus, there's all kinds of conspiracy theories and thing going around. Now, I did see one, and it's not even really funny, but...
And yet you're still laughing about it when you're thinking about it.
I saw a dude on Facebook from back home on the island says, now, let's think about this, okay? They say that the virus affects more older people than younger people. And of course, older people with pre-existing conditions are even more prone to contacting the virus.
Well, they're also usually the ones who are more prone to even just flu, period.
Yeah.
That's why they say, you know if you're a senior citizen struggling with health, you need to need to make sure you go get a flu shot.
Yeah.
You know what? That's kind of one reason why I don't go get one. Let them have it.
Yeah.
You know, my mom, like, especially when I got sick this last time, my mom said, you know, you really need to go get the flu shot, you and your dad. And I said, hey, look at it this way. In the last 20 years that I have not gotten a flu shot, I've only gotten the flu 3 times. So that's not bad for somebody who does not get a flu shot.
Yeah.
3 out of 20, not bad.
You know what I mean?
Not bad.
You know what I mean? You know,
she just goes, all right.
You're an anti-vaxxer. What do you call it?
Anti-vaccine or whatever, something like that. No, I don't believe that they're purposely trying to make you sick by that. It's just I'm not a big fan of shots to begin with.
You know,
I had to get them for years as allergy shots, which, if you can tell by the sound of my voice, did a wonderful job, didn't it? And that was the thing. Like I in the beginning, I'm getting a shot in my arm once a week for like a year or so, something like that. My mom would probably remember better how long it goes. And then after you do that for a while, then you get one every 2 weeks. And then after a while, then you get one every 3 weeks. And then you get one once a month. And I mean, I was doing this from elementary school all the way through middle school, all the way into high school. And finally one day I told my mom, I said, this isn't working. I'm continually going to get these shots. I'm taking all these allergy pills. And yet, every year at the same time, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
And then sneezing like crazy. I'm like, this is doing me no good. And so to me, it's kind of like if I don't have to get the shot, I don't want to get the shot.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with, believing that companies are trying to poison us or whatever it is, whatever some of these people are saying about, with vaccines and stuff like that. It's just, for me, it's if I don't have to get it, I just don't want to get it.
For me, I'm thinking if you could blast off into space, you sure could find a better way than to stick me with a needle for something. You know what I mean? Come on now. You're blasting off into space. Oh, let's go to Mars, Space Force, blah, 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 blah. How about, figuring out a way so that we could get medicine without having to poke us or cut us or slice us?
See, what's funny, though, is when I think about, man, we can go to space and we can do all these things. How come I can't get good internet service through most of the states of Kentucky, West Virginia, chunks of Virginia, chunks of North Carolina when I'm trying to do work on a bus trip?
Well, that's because they have a conglomerate with Pluto.
Pluto's not even a planet anymore, they say.
It is now again.
Oh, did they bring it back?
Oh, yeah, they brought it back. Come back to the planet, man.
They apologize to everybody, and
they apologize.
Mickey, we're sorry. Your dog is a planet.
Do you know how hard it is for them to apologize to the dark planet?
Hey, dark planet. Pluto's just an ice ball. Oh, man. Anyway, the coronavirus, after all that, back to the coronavirus conspiracy theories.
So this dude was saying, China was probably just trying to get rid of its old people.
Wow.
Because apparently it started in markets. And who sell the goods in the markets the most? Old people. So they probably, they're probably trying to, siphon out the old people because there's so many people.
Damn millennials.
That's one.
They're getting tired of baby boomers complaining about them, so are they just trying to be like, okay, you all are done?
No, I don't know if it's true or not, but wasn't there a rumor that they would get rid of female babies because they wanted male babies? I remember people talking about that years ago. I don't know how true that is.
I know for a while they definitely wanted to keep you to no more than 2 kids.
Yeah, that worked well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Man, those Chinese men are fertile could be, boy. I mean, they just bada bing, bada boom. You know what I mean? Oh, man. The Indians ain't too far behind neither. They be pumping them out, boy. What is going on with these people?
Hey, man, there's not exactly a whole lot of people in this country that are having only 1 or 2 kids. So,
they just pump them out, boy.
Yep.
Y'all are funny. But anyway, one was enough for me. But, so that's the theory and then it got out of hand and started spreading and started infecting young people too. Did you see the hospital? One of the hospitals collapsed. That was supposed to be a quarantine place for it.
Like the building collapsed?
Yeah, trapping a bunch of people. It just happened sometime today.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've been stuck at a softball field since 7 o'clock this morning until about 6:30 today, as your microphone just pops right off itself.
You're going to hear some squeaking. But yeah, that's one of the theories there, you know what I mean? And the
other theory is drinking Corona beer. Maybe we shouldn't be laughing about this since this really is such a serious problem, but the Corona beer thing made me laugh, man. Like, really?
Well, they have to blame the people south of the border for something. I mean,
I just like when I saw somewhere.
They probably don't even know that that's a south of the border beer anyway.
They do now. No,
probably thought it was Milwaukee's best.
You mean that's not American? You know, and it's funny that even the Corona company had to come out and go, we are not changing our name.
Yeah.
You know, like, just because of this. Like, gee, mini Christmas.
You know,
man.
that when you think about it, though, you know what I mean? I don't know if a government have the gall or audacity or inhumanity to do something like that. To just do some population control by doing that. But then again, you know, they have done that.
We have unfortunately
genocide
seen. Yeah, I was gonna say we have unfortunately seen. You know, in moments throughout history where people have done things like that.
Yeah, and they've done it to their own people too.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, that's a scary thought. You hope it's not true.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. You hate to say that, you know, you're hoping that this virus just kind of popped out on its own.
Yeah.
But
and you know, China is one of the here's the other interesting factor on that whole thing.
On the conspiracy theories?
Well, it's not a conspiracy thing, but it's just a thought.
Okay.
Everybody's pretty much hating on China right now, and that's where it's mainly at, right?
Yeah.
But then, all of a sudden, people starting to die in Iran. A lot of people hate Iran. You know what I mean, and thing?
A lot of people don't like us either. And we're starting to get it here.
And then, but you don't see, it's not, unless they're not reporting it, I don't see it bad in Africa.
It must not be, because the way that obviously everybody's talking about this, if wherever it comes up, even if it's one confirmed case, somebody, it's going to get put out
because it's going crazy in Europe too. I mean, Italy shut down pretty much.
Yeah, didn't they say that they were basically going to have soccer games played in front of nobody?
Yeah.
Because of it?
Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, so it's hitting the Asians, the Arabs, and the white people hard. That's not funny.
Caribbeans performing some voodoo to keep themselves out of it, I guess.
You know what I mean? You know, get that voodoo doll, boy.
You're not affecting us.
But you know, the countries that it's affecting, like, it's like pretty decent-sized economy countries.
Well, you have to think about this too. I mean, okay,
it's not affecting India neither.
Well, obviously, China's doing a lot of business with
everybody,
them white folks.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of people that are obviously traveling to these places.
Yeah.
And then traveling back.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when I saw it finally pop up that said, you know, confirmed case in New York City, I hate to say this, but I actually thought, wow, that actually took a while to happen there, because you know there's plenty of people in New York City needing to travel to China and needing to travel from China to New York City and all that. So, I mean, New York City is obviously a major travel hub. You've got a couple of really big airports up there.
Yeah, yeah.
So...
and people just going through it too to get to different places and stuff like that, different parts of the world. But so you know that's another conspiracy theory there. You know what I mean, or more like a thought. Why is it that it's those specific places that are getting hit the hardest? China and Iran.
I think some of it may at least just have to do with. Well, I'm thinking the spread. But
does China have a lot to do with Iran? I mean,
who knows? Maybe some backdoor deals or something. I don't know.
That's just crazy how that stuff is happening. But you know, that's another thought of it there. You know, what's going on there? Could it be an economic thing? Because I mean, with that, stock markets are dropping. You know what I mean, and all kind of craziness is going on with that. That's a part of it.
Yeah.
I think the stock market bounced back. I'm not sure, but I think it did. But I don't really care, because the stock market is just Las Vegas for rich people.
You know, whenever you see those people in that building there on Wall Street, basically just standing around computers, shouting and yelling things, I'm thinking, man, how can that job be fun? That has got to be such a stressful life. I really don't understand.
Because you know, some of them traders, there's like small traders too that's not making that much money.
Well, but even for the ones who are still making it though, it's like you're basically just standing in a room, shouting and yelling and hoping that this is going to work and that's going to work and that's going to go up and this is going to, you know, these things are going to go through. I mean, that just sounds like an awful life to me.
Yeah.
You know, some of them might be swimming in money, but look, when I worked at the bank for a little bit over there in Ashland, when the manager would come and ask me, you know, if I'd ever thought about my career in banking, and I said no, and he looked at me like I was an idiot, but he said, but you're good at it. You can make a lot of money doing this. And I go, I don't care. I don't like this job. I wouldn't be happy. He was like, what?
You know, yeah.
But, you know, I'm sorry. If I'm not going to enjoy it, I really don't care.
Yeah.
If I can make decent money doing it.
Yeah.
You know, if every day I get up and go,
I got to go deal with some rich brats.
yeah.
Ugh.
I got to go deal with somebody else who's going to scream at me until they get their way.
Yeah.
Until my boss goes, just give them what they want. Just give them what they want. Like,
Yeah, we're probably not going to
oh.
talk too long on this one here because my man is actually working while we're talking. You know
Well,
what
I've
I
got
mean?
one done. I just have to now share it in its couple places, and then I'm finished with this one. And then the other one I probably won't be able to start writing anyway until about 10 o'clock.
Oh.
So, because I've got to put out where Marshall women's basketball team is going to be seeded in the conference tournament, but we won't really know until UTEP's done playing, and that game's not going to be done until about 10 o'clock Eastern.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, no, I'm on my last little bits here.
You know, let's lighten this up a bit. I mean, you know,
Well,
just wash your hands.
Well, one thing that I saw this week that cracked me up, that, you know, goes back to us talking about how people, especially on these talking head shows, like to basically just give you something that sounds like it's facts and, oh my God, this must be true, and everybody just believes every word that comes out of your mouth. So I happen to see this because every once in a while when I've, like right now, how I pulled up Twitter because I've got to share, you know, my softball recap on Twitter, and you see something on the side, you know, the trends for you or whatever. And I saw Brian Williams trending, and I thought, what did he do now?
What did he lie about?
There we go. And so I clicked on it because it said something about Brian Williams and math. And I thought, well, this could be interesting. So click on it. And sure enough, so apparently, okay, what is he on? MSNBC, something like that. Anyway, one of the liberal talking head channels. He's on there and he's got a guest on with him, and they're talking about this tweet that came out. Well, first of all, they're talking about Mike Bloomberg, and I guess how he's pulled out of the race, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so somebody had put out a tweet saying that, you know, Bloomberg spent $500 million on this campaign just to basically lose and bow out. Man, he could have given $1 million to every person in this country. But wouldn't that have fixed things so much better than him spending it on these commercials and ads and stuff just to lose? And here's Brian Williams and his guest going, oh my gosh, isn't that just something? You know, if that's true, isn't that just awful? Like, and you know what? And here's the thing. Okay, I like to think that I'm pretty decent at math. But the way that they said it even made you go, oh, man. But then your brain finally takes over and you go, whoa, hang on a second. If you have $500 million, you can't give $1 million to 327 million people. Doesn't work like that. If you had $500 million and you wanted to give $1 million evenly to people, guess what? That's 500 folks. That's it. Not 327 million. And I think they said the actual math turns out to be like $1.53 per person in this country. It's like, but here they were running with it.
Yeah. And 53 cents of that $1.53 would be taxes. Go ahead.
Exactly. You get $1. Good luck with that. And so, I mean, but that again just shows how these people on these talking head channels will take things that really aren't true and will make you believe it.
Oh, yeah.
Because all you have to do is say it confidently, or in this case, make it sound like, oh my God, this is such an awful thing. You know, wouldn't that have been such a better way to spend your money? You know, and now everybody's going, oh man, I would have loved to have had $1 million. Like, yeah, well, you wouldn't have gotten it unless he just randomly picked you as one of his 500. I mean, no. But there they were. They were, oh yeah, this is true and it's awful. I'm like, what? And then of course the joke is you get into journalism because you suck at math. And I hate that because, like I said, I'm actually decent at math. I mean, I'm not anywhere near as good as my dad. Oh my gosh. But I mean, I'm taking calculus in high school, right? Senior year. And I'd have problems with something, and I'd ask him for help, and he'd look at me and go, "You realize I haven't seen this in 30 years?" And I go, "Yes, and the last time you said this, you figured it out in 5 minutes and then showed me how to do it." Then I took a math class here at Marshall that, my first semester that for me was like going back to 8th grade. And I remember Dr. Bailey asking me, he said, "Now, how is it that you got an A in Math 123 and so many other journalism students struggle with it?" And I said, "Math isn't hard for me." He goes, "Did you study?" I said, "No, I barely opened the book." And I got an A. It was like, it wasn't that hard. But,
I can't do math.
Well, but I mean, so that's the joke, obviously. Maybe that's the joke with these people. It's like, oh, Brian Williams, that's why you got in journalism, because you can't do math.
Yeah.
You think if you've got $500 million, you can give $1 million to 327 million
He's
people.
also bad in history and geography. He didn't know where he was when, the plane come down or the helicopter. Blah, 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 blah. He's bad in a lot of subjects.
Yeah, exactly. But again,
I thought they fired him from the network.
They fired him from NBC because he was doing NBC nightly news.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal if you're doing that, because that's what Tom Brokaw did forever. And so when Brokaw retired, then that's when Brian Williams stepped in and did that. And then when they found out he'd been lying about some things, then they fired him. So I didn't even know he was on one of these other channels.
Yeah, I've
until
heard
I
from
saw
him in a long time.
until
Now
I saw
he's
this.
trending.
He's trending because he sucks at math.
I ain't gonna talk because I suck at math myself too. So I ain't gonna laugh at all. But I knew better. I knew.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I tell you what. I'm not even paying attention to the people who keep saying he spent $500 million there and he could have given it to this and he could. They don't give you nothing.
Exactly.
Why are you complaining? Did he give anything before that much? Why you expect him to give that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For most rich people, when they give money, it's a tax write-off, people.
Oh, yeah.
It's not compassion. I'm not saying all of them, but for most of them, it's a tax write-off. So, what makes you think he's going to give $500 million just willy-nilly to people?
I almost wonder if that's one of the reasons why giving to charities became a tax write-off, to almost entice.
Yeah.
Because obviously rich people look for tax breaks anywhere they can. So now it can be like, oh, well, I gave that money to that charity, so you're going to give me a break on it.
And that's why some certain rich people set up charities, like they won't give the money to them, but it's they pocket it.
Yeah.
A lot of them do that stuff. So you see, they double made. They kept the money and got the tax write-off for giving the money.
Yeah.
To themselves.
I donated to my own company, thank you.
Yeah. I donated to my own charity. That's like.
So you can write that off my taxes, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's like old dirty bastard was still getting food stamps when he was a millionaire. Why is everybody was so angry at him for doing that? I mean, granted, it was against the law, but rich dudes give the charity, and the charity, they have the charity, and then they pocket the money, get the tax break and the money.
Yeah.
The old dirty bastard got him $60 of food stamps. Everybody's angry.
Everybody lost their minds over that one. Oh my.
Brother just can't get that.
Seriously.
Brother can't get nothing for free.
Oh.
Oh Lord! People are so there's a big movement of dude. So the other day I was at work, right, and this kid came in, and of course he said he didn't do it, but other people heard him call me a Democrat.
Oh yeah, okay.
I didn't say that. I said there's a Democrat alike. Dude, other people heard you come to me smiling, They want to tell me I wasn't a Democrat. He just stood there dumbfounded. Why do you think I'm a Democrat? Because certain things you say I disagree with, and the other side is the same way. You know what I mean? You know, like somebody told me I'm not a baby boomer because a baby boomer is a state of mind. What are you talking about? It's not a state of mind. It's what they call it's an actual number.
Yeah, they actually put dates into when you were born.
Yeah.
So no, that's not my state of mind. I wasn't born in those years.
Yeah, you know what I mean? No, I wasn't born that year. That year is just a state of mind.
Forget what my birth certificate says.
You know what I mean? No. You know, what do you mean by that? You know what I mean? You know, you switching up everything. That's the evil of making everything political.
Yeah.
It switches everything, confuses everybody, not me, because I see right through the stupidity. You know something else that's aggravated me lately? They keep saying Elizabeth Warren didn't get the nomination or get all the votes because she's a woman. Y'all stop. You know what I mean? If a woman don't get the nomination for something, it's because she's a woman. If a black person, it's because he's black. You know, white people say the same thing because he's white.
Yeah.
You know? Come on, stop.
When can it finally be that you didn't get it because you're just not good enough?
You know what I'm saying?
You know, I tried.
Or you flip a flopper in.
Yeah, I tried to say that years ago in a class, and because this one girl was going off, basically saying that she was never going to get a job because she was female and she was Asian. That, you know, she might as well just, you know, I mean, basically making it sound like I might as well just go sit at home. I'm never going to get hired because I'm a female, because I'm a woman and I'm Asian.
And all the white people say, what about Connie Chung?
She was pretty popular at that time, but anyway. You know, so I'm sorry, I got fed up with it. I said, look, you can't assume that just because you didn't get a job that it's because you're a woman or because you're this or because you're that, you know, or because
you're white, or
you know,
because
whatever
you're
it is.
black.
I'm like, you can't always assume that that you didn't get the job just because of that one thing.
Yeah.
And she turned around and looked at me and she said, "So are you saying you'd hire me even though I'm female and Asian?" I said, "No, I wouldn't hire you because you're a
Yeah. Bada bing, bada boom.
because her personality is awful."
Yeah.
It might be better now, I don't know, but at that time it was awful.
I don't think
Her
it's
person.
better.
Here I was trying to be nice after I was the one being mean
Nice.
in class.
What's that?
Yeah, nice guy. Who did you wear? Forget that crap. But and you know what's funny though is, I mean, she just glared at me when I said that, and I looked at her and I just went, "What?" And even the professor just kind of was like, "Okay." After the class was over, people were coming up, shaking my hand, giving me high fives, slapping me on the back. Even the women in the class,
Yeah.
even the people who were not white in the class, because they couldn't stand the things that she was, you know, basically, you know, vomiting from the mouth on, and it's just. They said, I can't believe you said that. And I said, look, I've been dealing with her for a while now. Okay, I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of this poor me stuff and trying to make it sound like you're never gonna make it in anything because of this.
Yeah.
Not because your personality's awful, or maybe because you know. Okay, let's say if you're wanting to get into journalism, you can't figure out how to read a script without making it sound like you are just reading a script and not able to, you know.
Yeah.
And, or you know that you know, for broadcasting, you know, if you absolutely are just terrible at trying to call a game, you know, it's like she's trying to make it sound like nothing is her fault. It's I'm female and I'm Asian. Nobody's ever gonna hire me. Like,
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. I mean, I've got it all going against me. I'm immigrant. I'm black. You know, I was a former ball player.
I'm waiting for the last one.
The one thing that keeps you from getting ahead is because I'm good looking.
I knew it. I knew that was coming.
It's good looking discrimination. We can't have him in here. He's a distraction.
The ladies won't be able to work, fellas, if we hire this guy.
Well, these days, to his ladies, men.
Sure, just keep patting yourself on the back a few more times there, you know. Let me just do. Oh, yeah, there we go. But
Yeah, I'm sick of that stuff, man. If I don't get a job, I don't go it's because I'm an immigrant or because I'm black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Next. I ain't got time to worry about
remember
that.
a former professor here told you you'd be fine because you were black.
Yeah.
You'd get a job. And then here this girl's trying to say she's never going to get hired because
I know.
it's like, maybe you should have gone and talked to that professor. He would have hired you. Jeez Louise. I don't know, are there cases where, yes,
It happens.
that you can walk into a room and somebody's going to go, I'm not hiring that person because of
the cry
blah.
wolf thing, man. You know,
Yeah.
Okay, here's something. I want to this person I know. I would have never reposted that because it's so stupid.
That's always a good start to a story.
This sister is on there, and of course there's a black guy with a MAGA hat on talking about it, right?
Okay.
And the sister is saying that the reason why she's overweight is because Donald Trump is a racist. It's like, what?
Oh, man.
Well, how do you explain him? I mean, come on. He's eating all that McDonald's and stuff himself. So I mean,
He must have eaten a few Oompa Loompas at some point, too, to look that orange.
Oh, man, this mic keeps coming off of here.
What I think you need to do is unplug the cord so that you can really wind that thing in, because now you got the cord all wound up and it's just going to keep getting tighter.
Bumble-ass clot.
Right. Folks, can you tell we haven't been on in a month? We're having all kinds of problems here.
But,
I'm
yeah,
surprised I actually haven't sneezed since we turned the mics on.
Yeah.
Because, good Lord.
But, man, I'm so sick of hearing that kind of stuff. Okay, yeah, but
Yeah.
the sister is saying that. I mean, come on. I mean, the person that posted, I said, I wouldn't even post this. This is so
So,
stupid.
hang on, here's my question. So was she skinny
No,
before he won the 2016 election?
probably not. She's eating all that oily, stuff, and
So,
yeah.
So then has it just been because she's known Trump all of his life as a racist that
Well, she saw him on that reality show. She couldn't help herself but just gorge herself. She just had to gorge herself while she's to make her feel better because she's looking at him saying, "You're fired."
You're fired.
And I'm sitting there going, "Really, sister? This is what you gonna say?" There's other things you could say. That's why you're fat.
Yeah. Well, remember, it's
I'm
got
sorry.
to be somebody else's fault. It's
I'm
not
sorry,
yours, or
overweight.
hers, I should say.
Yeah. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Remember, it's
Overweight.
not her fault.
No.
It's somebody else's.
You know what I mean?
Everything's got to be somebody else's fault. You know.
I saw, and people. Okay.
It's not my fault. I'm still stuck here in this town. It's everybody else's
You know
fault.
what I mean?
No, folks, it's mine.
We both could have escaped, but we keep coming back.
We're still sitting here, going. No.
What is another thing I saw that's going on that's cracking me up? Okay, people who keep going,
Oh, guess what? And here's a new thing. My dad is texting now.
What?
My dad is, yeah. He actually texted me. Well, hang on, let me look at the date again. Was it last week? Yeah, last week. When I was down in Hampton and Norfolk, to say, hey, just let me know when your game is going to be on. And that's my response was like, Swimmy, you're texting now? And he said, yeah, wonders never cease. And then he just texted me, a little bit ago. He said, thanks for letting us know you were on. It's like, well, sorry. I mean, I've been working all day, so unfortunately things slip my mind. That's somebody else's fault that I've been working all day too.
Yeah,
That my brain is forgetting these things. But yeah, my dad's texting now. How about that?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Your mom got her toes dipped into the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah. So.
She had sees her feet in the ocean.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what everybody does, Huh? It was the same thing this summer when we were headed to Ouray, and one peak that we went up in the drive on Route 50 headed that way. There's still snow up there. And she's like, I got to get a picture with my foot in the snow. This is June. This is crazy, But that's what everybody does. But
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if you're standing in snow in June,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
that's
impressive.
And remember too, I sent you the photo of my parents standing in front of that big snowbank where they had finally cleared that trail going up, and that snowbank would even make you look short. It was like, wow, there's been a lot of snow up here.
Where are your parents though? In Texas?
Yeah, they're still in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the traveling life. I envy them.
Me too. I do have somewhat of a traveling life, but I envy this one that they got going on.
There's this leisure.
Yeah. Not having to spend an entire 8-hour bus ride working the entire time.
Yeah. But I don't know, brother.
Oh, man, hold up. Do we lose an hour? Oh, dang it.
Yeah, so I have to get up tomorrow. I have to get up at 5 a.m.
So do I.
6
That
a.m.
means...
You getting up at 4 a.m.
Well, man... Daggone it. I'm never going to get any sleep until May.
I think they they put that into practice to really mess with working people.
Well, daylight savings has been getting longer and longer because I feel like it used to start much later in March.
Yeah.
And I also felt like it ended in October. Well, now it's running into November when it finally ends, and it's beginning at the beginning of March. It's like, man, why don't we just leave the whole stinking thing, the whole year on daylight savings? It's just we're already there for the majority of the year as it is.
Yeah.
I
think this
look, I don't mind if, okay, like once we get into winter, and daylight's basically over at about 5:30. If we eventually got to that, I don't mind it. But when one day you walk outside and it's 7 o'clock and there's still a little daylight left, and then the next day you walk out and it's 6 p.m. and there's no daylight left, I don't like that.
No, I don't like that either. But the one thing
now we're gonna have
though,
a little bit more daylight tomorrow.
Yeah. When I walk out tomorrow to go to work, it's gonna be daylight. I'm not walking out there and having little druggies sneak up on me.
No, it's gonna be darker in the morning.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's been dark in the morning anyway.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a little darker later in the morning now too, since we've bumped everything an hour.
Man.
So instead of sunrise being at, like say 6:30, now it'll be at 7:30. But instead of sunset being about 6:30, now it'll be at 7:30. So it'll eventually, now it's going to get back into, now it's going to take a while to get back to being light before 7 o'clock. It's going to take about another 3 weeks, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, something like that, before the sun will be back up before 7.
In the morning?
Yeah, because it's roughly about 1 or 2 minutes a day, roughly, where the daylight gets longer.
Expanded?
Yeah.
All this doesn't make any sense. Why can't we just leave well enough alone? It's day, it's night. You're all messing with God's plan. You know what I mean? Boom, it's day, boom, it's night. He made it. Leave it alone. Why are we messing with it? With your time.
Well, the Earth's flat anyways.
Yeah. I'm scared to travel. I might fall off the edge. Christopher Columbus fell off and landed in North America.
Waterfall. Oh, look, land.
Oh, look at all these Indians.
You don't look like the ones I remember seeing.
Yeah. You don't really look like
But I'm
them,
white, so I'm going to call you what I'm white.
Tarzan and Jane.
Oh my, we're terrible.
Yeah, we better get back to some music, man. You know what I mean? Let's get back to some music, because right now we just babbling for babbling's sake.
But you know what? Sometimes those have been some of our better shows.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I got another text back from my dad. Isn't it funny that I'm celebrating my dad said, "Sure, rub it in." That I'm working all day and forgetting things? I don't want. That's not rubbing it in.
Okay. One last thing I want to talk about. I saw a comment that says people don't want.
Well, you're the one picking the next song.
Yeah,
anyway,
they
so
don't
never
want
mind.
a revolution. They want stuff to go back to normal. They want normalcy, which means that they're going to vote for Biden. So I guess what they want is...
I don't think that man's normal.
They don't want change. They want it to go back to normal. So as it is now, they're taking from you and telling you they take it from you. You know what I mean?
So you want it to go back to
it. No,
secrecy?
Yeah. Come on, have some etiquette. Don't tell the poor people we taking this stuff. You know what I mean? Come on now. They have it hard already. We don't need to tell them the truth. Because check this out. I don't know if it's a cure or if it's a preventative medicine or whatever they have planned. One side is saying it's going to be too expensive for most Americans. And instead the other side is saying, well, it should be free because it could be a pandemic. They say, well, it should be inexpensive. They ain't even trying to get it to you. They're just telling you're going to die if you can't pay for it. And you're like, yeah, I'm on this side. Yeah, I'm on that side. And it's just one party, the rich. There you go. I said it. Let's get to some music here.
Well, maybe two parties, right? The rich and everybody else.
Well, everybody else don't have a party.
Well,
that's why the choices are so jacked up.
Meanwhile, in the Caribbean, they just keep having a party.
Okay, let's do Luciano and Natty King. Why sacrifice? We're gonna get back into the music, people.
All right, yep, this is the Rudbuoyz. Hope maybe with you till 11. I don't know. And now that we're gonna be losing another hour of sleep, we might bail.
Because I gotta get up early.
Me too, man. I gotta be up at 5.
Yeah, let's do 10:30 and go home.
All right, Luciano and Natty King. Why sacrifices the Rudbuoyz?
West Virginia, what's up? This is Trom Diggs. Stay tuned for the Root.
Unity is a must.